Okay, guys. So just to review, okay? Scapulohumeral rhythm, okay? So it's a 2-to-1 ratio. So basically, as the shoulder moves up and elevates, the scapula is going to have to upwardly rotate to really complete that full motion. If it's determined that someone doesn't have good scapulohumeral rhythm or they have poor neuromuscular control, you'll see that during your evaluation. Usually if the person is a guy, obviously you have to take the shirt off. If they're a woman, they can get into a gown, but you want to expose their back so you can see what happens with the scapula during the motion. If it's determined that you have to, because Laura was asking me, so when do you do these types of interventions? It really is patient specific, patient dependent, okay? If someone has a lack of mobility in their scapula, that's sort of equivalent to somebody who might have a lack of mobility in the knee joint, okay? If you can quickly roll to your back. So, I don't know if I showed you guys this, but if I'm doing a patella mobility, I want to be able to take the patella and move immediately. I want to be able to glide it inferiorly, glide it superiorly. The only thing I don't want to do is to move it laterally, okay? If somebody doesn't have good patella movement, they're probably going to be limited in the patellofemoral joint articulation. They're not going to have as much knee flexion as they could. So you can come in and you can do patella mobilizations, okay? These are safe. PTAs do them, okay? And you would just document patella mobs or patella soft tissue mobilization, and you delineate the direction: medial, inferior, superior, whatever you might do. Relate that to the scapula. If you're working with your patient, you come over and you want to feel and see how the person's shoulder blade moving, and you're trying to move it passively, and it doesn't want to move, then you could do sort of the same thing. You can just work on some movement, some range of motion of the scapula, okay? Maybe when you put your fingers between the thoracic vertebra and the medial border of the scapula, there's all kind of trigger points. There's nodules in that rhomboid muscle, right? So you guys learned some modalities probably. You get in there with your hand, and you can do this kind of intervention here. So that could be, sorry about that. That could be just one thing you could do. Okay, so you can do that in your patient. Again, movement, elevation, depression, retraction, protraction. This is if you want to move their scapula, do active assistive motion with your hands on it, okay? If you want to do motion where they begin to strengthen, then you can put your hands in this kind of position. I can say, Jess, go ahead and push down into my hand. So as she's doing this, she's pushing her elbow. I want to make sure that she's not compensating by rotating or retracting. I want to make sure she's getting pure depression. So I'm working on that lower trap. I'm working on that pec minor muscle, okay? So that's what I can do. If I want to resist here, I can have her push up into me so I can resist this elevation. If I want to have her work on protraction, I could be here and say protract forward, and I can give resistance here, retract back, and I can give resistance here. Or I could turn around and I can put my hands like this. Now I'm here, and now I'm here. And she can have a towel or something right here, so she doesn't rotate in and out. She's like this. You guys follow it? Okay? And again, she can push back or she can pull forward, and I'm just resisting. If I want to get a combined movement, okay, I'm going to first take my patient, I'm going to put my hand on their scapula, and I'm going to bring them down in the direction I want them to come, okay? So, combine depression with retraction, the scapula is downwardly rotating, so I can get them to do this movement, okay? Now I can add resistance along the way. Go ahead and push down, 1, push down, 2, push down, 3. So I'm getting her to fire her muscles in a proper pattern, okay? If I want to alternate protraction with retraction, again, I'm here and I'm here. Go ahead and bring your shoulders back to me. Go, hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, relax. Go forward, hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, relax. Come back, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, relax. So I'm picking whatever part of the range that I want to keep her in, and I'm resisting. Option A. Option B is I can resist her through the full range. Okay, so she's here, and come back. 1, go forward. 2, come back. You guys following? Okay. That's for some basic. There's a lot more variations we can do, but I don't want to give you guys too much. On your back. With the serratus, again, the purpose of the serratus is to allow the scapula to hug the rib cage or the thorax. And here's an easy position, right down by the side, about 15, 20 degrees of flexion of the shoulder joint. If I'm here, I'm resisting my hand, and she punches up. Go. 1, 2, and I want her elbow to stay straight. Go. 2, 3. That's one way. Isotonic through range. Or I could say, punch out, hold. Now I'm going to hold it out there. Now I'm going to give her resistance. And relax. Punch out, hold. And relax. And I can take her through the range. If I want to do the isometrics for the serratus, she engages her serratus by punching out. So now that muscle's contracted. Now I'm going to superimpose resistance on it. Hold. 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 Proprioceptive input or kinesthetic awareness. Where is her arm in space? Close your eyes. Keep your eyes closed. Punch out. Hold. 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 She can't see where the resistance is coming from, so it's more difficult. Okay? You guys following with that? All right? Then we can stand them up, go against a wall. We could do the push-up with a plus to engage the serratus that way. So there's many different ways. Okay? Any questions on that basic stuff so far? Okay. If you could go ahead and sit up on the edge. Does somebody have yellow or actually hang on? I think green's too much.
Danielle, do you need your blankie and your teddy bear?
You got a red one?
Me too. Yeah.
Pull it out of there. Pull a rabbit out of the hat. I could have, but I found it.
So, all right, guys. So, if I want her to engage her rhomboids, I'm going to have her hold on to the edge of the therapy. I'm gonna be the resistance, okay? And what I want to do is I'm gonna have her start here, and I'm gonna tell her what I want her to do. I want her to keep her elbows bent, and I want you to keep your forearms so they hug your waist. So I'm showing her these. I don't want her arms out. I don't want them up. I want them right here. So this motion right here is that pure retraction, getting her to retract. Okay? So if the resistance is here, 1. Come on, 1. And 2. 3. Okay? So you guys can see the muscles working there. Another way is arms out like this. Okay? So now the resistance is here, and what she has to do is pull back. So arms out. Bring your shoulder blades together. So she's here, and now she's squeezing her blades together with her elbows extended. So now, instead of getting a lot of these rhomboid fibers, she's still getting some rhomboids, but she's firing these post-delt, these middle trap fibers to abduct, horizontally abduct her scapula. Okay, you guys following? Okay? So if I want to combine more motions, I can have her put her arm up like this here, okay? And then bring it in. So this is where she's going to start. You give her the band, okay? And now I want you to do this here. Okay, so I'm going to hold it up here, and there's too much resistance, so right like that. 1. Okay, so now she's changed her elbow position. She's getting some rhomboid, she's getting some mid-trap, so she's getting them all together. So you can see how elbows here, pull back one way, arms straight out, grip here, start up here. Go. Correct. The closer your hands are, the harder the resistance is. Correct. Okay? And then I can change the position again on here. And so they actually have a machine in the gym, so it's a reverse pec. So you guys have seen that machine where you do squeezing in for the pec, so you can squeeze out, same type of resistance. Okay, you follow? Okay. One of the ones I really like is so I'll be the resistance, and what she's going to do is she's going to come down. So I'm sorry. So I'm the resistance here. So she's going to be coming down. This is when your patient says, "You're sick, go home." Like, no, I'm fine. I'll get it. 3 times. Charm. So I'm resisting here. So this is where she's going to depress, and then she's going to retract at the same time. So you can, try and keep your elbow straight. Straight. Up here, and this is fine.
So what to do with me?
This is fine.
Common sense.
So I want you to come down. little better. So she's coming down, and she's retracting. Okay. So you saw here. So basically, this is just starting up real high. Okay. Now, when you have a patient go home, obviously, you want to find some place where they can hook up to. So they can either find an immobile surface where they can do this exercise here. They can vary where they move their arms. But that's posterior. Okay? So all the movement, rhomboids, mid-traps, if you have the resistance high and coming down, you're getting those lower trap fibers. That's all. Okay?
Is there a big difference elbow to elbow straight if you're
Yeah, I mean, collectively as a muscle group, you're still acting on the scapula. But if you want to call in more medial rhomboid fibers versus middle trap versus lower trap, then it's going to determine whether your elbows are straight and whether you're down or up. So the pull, the angle of the resistance with your muscles will make a difference.
So which is better?
There is no better, there is no worse. It depends on what you're trying to develop. So if I'm trying to get somebody to improve upward rotation, I want to call in more rhomboid fibers. So I'm gonna call in some rhomboid fibers. If I want to get downward rotation, I'm going to call in more rhomboid fibers. Okay, so then I'm going to have my elbows bent, and I'm going to be pulling back. Okay. If I want to get more upward rotation, and the person has really strong, they have fair serratus, but they need lower trap. Now I got to be thinking how I'm going to work the low trap, the scapular depressors. Manual resistance, like we did. We haven't got to the other ones yet. So if I have give me a towel. So I want my patient's cervical spine in a neutral position. When I'm doing any kind of work here, the last thing I want is to have the head cranked when I'm having this upper work here, because you can cause some kind of impingement, you can cause muscle spasm. So either a table cutout or where you put them on a towel roll. Okay? So you have Y exercises, and basically the thoracic spine is the bottom part of the Y. The arms are the two parts of the Y. So if I have Jess start here and just lift up like this is the exercise right here. This is getting two things. It's getting the lower traps and it's getting some mid traps. Okay? But at least it's helping. And as she's doing this, I may be wanting to help either get the motion I'm trying to get. Okay? So I can kind of glide that motion. I can cue her where I want her, because it's a force couple. Remember, lower traps pull down, serratus pulls in, upper traps pull up, upper rotation is in that motion. So I want to work on the lower trap. Okay? Another thing I might do is, if you can sit up for me in the chair. You can sit here. I might come in like this and sort of try and see if I can palpate her acromion or clavicle. And then try and get it to where the position is of that pec minor, where it's going to attach to that coracoid process. Sort of hold my fingers like this, and then take my other hand and put it on the scapula here. And now take a deep breath in. As she does this, I can go ahead and cause a little bit of a stretch as she breathes in and out. It's a hard muscle to stretch. So that's one way you can do it. And back up on the table. You guys saw earlier, here, on your back. Another way is you can come in here. And I can position my hand here, and then I can come in and I can try and manually stretch it that way. It's a hard muscle to stretch, at least for me. Okay? Try those things I showed you, and see what kind of success you have with retraction, scapular abduction or horizontal abduction, and then the combined the depression